everybody. I'm here with Hendrix today. I hope you'll be able to hear me while I'm doing this, but if not, I'll just do a voiceover. So Hendrix has been giving me a little trouble at the mounting block, and I think that a lot of it is, as I thought about it, I wasn't doing a whole lot of standing work with him while I was riding, so when I get on, like, he wants to go. And I normally do tons of standing work. I just don't know why. I just kind of realized that I hadn't been doing that. So that might have something to do with it. But obviously we have to rule out pain and decide if it's, related to that or if it's a training issue. And I'm pretty sure it's a training issue, and I'm hoping it is because that's easy to fix. But at the same time, I'm going to show you guys how you can get your horse to park up at the mounting block or on the fence or wherever you want them to, okay? Now, like I said about him, it's very important that before you're doing this, you're making sure that your saddle doesn't hurt your horse, riding doesn't hurt your horse, that your horse has no physical limitation or physical pain related to getting on them. And you have to make sure that they're understanding their under saddle work, because if it's just too much for them, they could be telling you not to get on. And if you train them to do this, then you have to just be careful that you're not just going by the root of the problem and fixing the symptoms, okay? So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Now, you can do this a whole bunch of different ways, and I don't exactly know how I'm going to do it with Hendrix today. All I know is that I'm bringing a dressage whip, and I'm bringing a treat pouch, and I have a line on him, and I have my mounting block, okay? So that's kind of where I'm going to start out, and then we're going to go from there as we see what he has to offer us and how it goes. So there's a whole bunch of different methods to do this. You can do it completely at liberty. That's not what I'm going to teach you today, because I feel like when you're doing that, you should already know like how to teach them on your line, because when you add doing things at liberty, it obviously adds more challenges. So you should just be really comfortable teaching it on a line first. So that's what I'm going to show you first. So this would be if you don't even know where to start and you want to try it with your horse, okay? So I'm going to take him over to the mounting block, and we're going to try a couple of different things. Now, I have it right now in the middle of the round pen. There is a chance that I might need to move it just beside the wall, but we'll see when we get there, okay? It doesn't matter what you use for your mounting block. You can use, like I said, the fence, like anything that's stable, okay? So I'm going to stand up here. First of all, if your horse is broke, it's going to be afraid of you up here above their head. So that's your first thing. But we're kind of going to skip through that stuff and just assume that you guys all have broke horses. Or, not even a broke horse, but a horse that's used to being handled, okay? So he's quite comfortable, as you can see in here. I'm going to give him a treat, because I want him to start thinking that this might be a puzzle to figure out. Now, he's not super, I haven't done a whole lot of positive reinforcement with him in the form of treats. So he might get a little baggy, or it might completely distract him. And that just means that I skipped over some steps that I should have done ahead of time. But for the purposes of this video, this is what I'm going to show you. So he knows how to move his body sideways, forwards, and backwards. So that's great. Your horse should know how to do that. How to spin on the forehand, spin on the hind end, and lateral movement, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect, but they should just know what that is about. Now for this method, I'm just going to take my whip and start waving it above his back. So when he steps in the right direction, I release my pressure and I just pat him. He's not in the perfect spot right now, but that's okay. He has to understand this. I'm going to give him a treat. We'll see. Okay, so again, start clicking so that they know to move. And you're just going to wait. timing has to be good if you're going to use this method. You can move towards me a bit. That's it for reward. Okay. So this is what he likes to do when I'm trying to get on him. So this is perfect. Sometimes I didn't know if he was going to do the same thing when he's not tapped up as he would when he is. So clearly he is. So that's very good. Maybe show him with his halter. Good. So if he starts to get straight like that at the beginning, I'm going to take that. I am going to show you another method, but let's just see this for a bit. So this is all about patience and just taking your time. And sometimes you have to wait way longer than you want to, but that's okay. The waiting is good. If you're going like this for 2 minutes and you're waiting and then they finally take a step in the right direction, you take the pressure off, tell them that was right, that's going to be super powerful. And that's exactly how you do this. Okay, so he keeps wanting to swing his bum away, and that's fine. He's going to figure this out. So every time, actually giving a very good example here. So every time he would get in the right spot, and then he would turn his bum away from me, okay? So that's fine. Once he was going in the right spot, that's good, and then when he turns his bum away, pressure comes back on because he's not in the right spot. Okay, so this is going to be the thing he wants to do here. That's good. Good. That's pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get his bum over a bit. Okay, so this is what I was talking about when I said not necessarily one method is going to work. This was really good for him and he needed this to start, and now he needs something a little different. So 1 second here. Okay, so now this is the other method that I was thinking about, and he just needs a little bit of touching up on it. So I want him to know when I put this stick near his thumb, he moves his thumb over. Now you could do this next to a wall. I want him to learn to move his bum over without moving his feet forward, because it's already in the right spot, okay? So he just needs to move his bum over. Of course, he's perfect here, so I'm just going to say, good boy. And now I'm going to try to put it together for a second and see if he needs a little bit more clarification or not. but it seemed like I just needed to show them, oh, I'm trying to get your bum to move over with this next to the wall, and then he was able to understand that. Okay. All right, so he's doing it. He's just picking what side of the mounting block right now, but that's an okay start. I'm going to stand here. I want him to come to this side. Back him up. And then let's see if he'll know this. So it's different for them now because I'm on the other side than when I was showing him before. And just tap, 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 tap. And we just want to wait for that bum to move over. And if he's not understanding, I'm going to simply, without stopping for too long, show him from this side. If he's still not 100%. Okay, good boy. And now I'm going to try to just simplify this again. So if you're having trouble with anything, like this is, you just got to break it down into smaller steps, and it's really not that hard. So I want him to react to this on that hip to move over towards me. I'm taking away the option of walking forward by holding his halter. And if he doesn't get that, instead of tapping all day, I switch. Yes, 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 good boy, good boy. Okay, and like I said, you're not looking for much. Okay, let's let him soak that in. Okay, just give him a minute. Make sure we're in a good spot here. Now, there's no point you don't ever have to add more pressure. Or, if something's not working and you've been trying and trying and trying, then just try something else, okay? That's why it's so hard to tell people exactly how to do it, because there's so much problem solving, which is why I try to show you, the real life how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to ask him to swing this hip over towards me. Okay, good. So he's trying something, so that's good. He tried to go away and forward. That's okay. Good. Yes, that was it. That was it. Good boy. So that time I didn't have to move as far to the other side. Okay, I didn't have to show him the answer as much as I did before. Okay, maybe this view. So I want this hip to move over towards the side I'm on, over here. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, good boy. I want more. Good. So that hind end was actually just a little bit seized up there. He's young, right? So he doesn't know a lot about his body. So I think he wanted his front feet to be moving to understand how to swing his bum over, okay? So, he could do it. He didn't know that he could yet, right? So we're just teaching him that quickly. Let's see. Okay, I just made a mistake. I don't know if you guys saw what that was, but here. Always start with what you want your end cue to be. Because one time, you're going to try your end cue, and all of a sudden your horse will have it, and you won't have to do all these steps. Don't forget, try your end cue. Get him to swing right around. Ugh. And I was just holding his halter there to take that option of walking forward away, right? Simplifies things. No, that's not an option. Easy peasy. Okay, so let's see here. He's still not getting it as much as I would like, but since he's comfortable with the mounting block, he might be able to put it together when we add the mounting block here. He knows I'm up here to get on it. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, he's really trying here. We're not going to be super picky. He's way too tall for me to get on this saddle. Oh. Okay, and I want you to come right here. Perfect. So that's perfect, perfect, perfect. Good boy. Good boy. So he just needed to, now after he learned what I was teaching him on the ground, he needed me to get on the mounting block for his brain to kind of be like, oh, I understand why we're doing this, okay? I don't think I get on. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so then, now he's definitely not ready for this, but I might as well show you. So then eventually you don't need your whip and you can just use your hand like this. And if his bum was too far away, I would be able to go like this with my hand, and then he can go here. Ooh. Okay. Amazing. Okay, so here we go. That's why I said he wasn't ready for this yet. Okay. You don't know what they're ready for unless you give it a try. So you just have to try. Or else you're going to plateau and never get anywhere. Loosen his attention a little bit. Whoa, good boy. Good boy. Make a big deal about that. Good boy. Good boy. All right. So that's the start of it. Then I said, yeah, you can take your whip away, and you can take your lead away, and then you can get distance. You can do it off different objects. But that's the basic idea, and it was actually kind of cool because a lot of people will have success by just waving their stick like this until their horse moves their feet. So more sensitive horses will just start moving their feet, and then if you release at the exact right time, they'll figure it out really quick. And then a lot of horses will need the extra help like Hendrix did, okay? So I hope this was helpful, covers a lot of bases, and yeah, good luck with it.